Hi there, and welcome to my series, Juicy in Java. I'm your host, Juicy Absolute, where you bring the Java, I bring the Juicy. And this is where we sit down and head over important insight that will help to improve your life and go over tips to access your positive mind for daily activities involving your mentality. This week, a live episode of Juicy in Java, where we assess growth and mentality in both the stream game and in daily life. Enjoy, and make sure to subscribe if you like what you see, turn that notification bell on, and give this video a thumbs up if you like what you hear. Have a positive rest of your day. Welcome everyone to our second episode of Juicy in Java.
What's up, everybody?
We have a very good friend of ours, Mr. Logan Man 811. Logan Man, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us about you a little bit and fill us in.
My name's Logan Man. I've been streaming for about a year now. We're about to hit our 1 year anniversary, so it's been a crazy journey, man. Dude, I never expected it to take off the way it has so far. And dude, Twitch is an awesome place. But beside that, man, I mean, me as a person, I'm just like I like growing things. I like growing plants. I like going outside. I like the sunshine. Dude, I can't get enough.
Love it. Love it. What got you into streaming and the stream game in general?
If I have to pick one thing, dude, it had to be Mario Maker 2. I heard that it was coming out. They announced the release of it. I don't know what came over me. I was like, I need to stream this.
Yeah.
I love Mario Maker 1. The thing about it is I was never really into it in depth like I am now then. Some inspiration just sparked when I saw that they announced Mario Maker 2, and I was like, we're getting this. We're streaming this. I don't know why, but we're doing it.
Mario Maker 2, that was your first Twitch stream, I assume?
My first stream was actually a Super Mario World ROM hack because I recently learned about those two after Mario Maker 2 was announced. Then I started getting into Twitch and started looking at different streamers. I was like, what's this Mario ROM hack stuff?
Yeah.
So I started getting into the basics. Learned to Kaizo, I think, was my first ever stream. The rest is history so far, dude.
I played my fair share of Mario Maker on stream as well. I think that's actually where we met. I think we met in November of 2019, something like that. Because I was really big into it, and I came across your stream, and you're also family friendly. That's amazing. What sort of core values do you put into family friendly?
I know it's different for everybody. I guess I'll start off by saying that. But for me, I feel like a lot of times parents try to hide the truth from the kids. I want the kids to know the truth. I want people to be real, and I try to harbor an environment where we can facilitate those things there in a family-friendly way, which is, I mean, not always the easiest thing to do. I've considered dropping the family-friendly tag, but just maintaining no cussing, being generally family-friendly still, but
I hold the morals into the hands of my community members, really. I mean, especially like my mods and stuff. I like the relationship that I can have with mods, VIPs, etc., because those are the people that I put, my full trust into. And I'm like, if you see anything that you don't like, I trust your opinion to deal with it as you want to. When did you start streaming?
I think the date that I've decided or went back and checked is like my first stream was either the 21st or the 22nd of June. A little bit less than 1 month away from the 1 year anniversary.
Awesome. Congratulations.
I didn't expect it to go this long, but I'm super excited.
Yeah. Why didn't you expect it to go this long?
I didn't expect to gain any traction whatsoever. Zero traction. I figured I'd just be like another random person. I'm not the most sociable person in real life. Yeah. And in a social setting, I'm typically just like kind of a recluse almost.
Yeah. I mean, aren't a lot of us streamers? I mean, I feel I'm the same way a lot of the times.
I feel like I'm learning that too. Mm-hmm. That I think streaming is a really good platform for the personality type.
When did you start to believe that your stream actually was going somewhere?
When I rated a good friend of mine, Miles G170.
Oh, good dude.
And from that point on, dude, we hit it off, and it was like I inspired him, and he was inspiring me, and it's still it's still going on.
Yeah.
So it's like meeting people like that really help push you to believe in yourself, and not only if you believe in yourself, then you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna just do it, dude.
Absolutely, man. That is exactly why I want to have people like you on my podcast here. It's stuff like that just like
The
gave me
most positive
goosebumps,
community,
man.
dude, on Twitch. The
That's what I'm
juicy.
talking about. Like we need positive people on here. So why Mario Maker 2 of all games? Why did you come across that and say, hey, I want to start streaming this?
There was just something about the unlimited possibilities of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The building, anybody can build a level, and everybody's level is going to be different. And you can't build two levels the same, basically. And I don't know. I've always been kind of a sandbox player kind of guy. It was just the golden ticket, I guess. It was just shining right bright for me, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to follow that one.
Yeah, for sure.
I've got a lot of history with the old Mario series as well, though. Probably should have mentioned that. Mario Bros. 1/Duck Hunt, Super Mario Bros. 3. Me and my grandma used to play the heck out of that game, dude. She was awesome at it.
Yeah. Building a community is so satisfying. What's your take on, building a community versus just playing games in general? Where do you see the value of your stream?
The community is everything, really. Dude, without the community, it wouldn't feel like I've accomplished anything, really. Having people come and hang out on the stream and just like they feel like they want to be there hanging out with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's to me, it feels a lot like just the way me and my friends used to hang out before everybody grew up. We got a whole circle of friends. Yeah. Everybody, all the familiar faces come in and join up.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun and play some games.
Amazing.
And the community is the best part for sure. It'd be so lonely without all you guys joining and watching.
Before the community came around, what sort of games did you play? And
that's a little fuzzy for me, but it mostly was the Learn to Kaizo. I had one guy, my first viewer other than my girlfriend was this dude named Feb Timber. He would show me some support. A little ways down the road, we had this dude, still a good friend of mine as well, Sir Techie 1230. The couple people that would, join you and have fun with you and just like stick it out through most of the stream. And you really, I think at the beginning of your stream career, you really build the one-on-one relationships with like the founder members and stuff a little bit more.
Yeah.
I went through a Fortnite phase. Don't hold that against me. I went through a World of Warcraft phase. I'll pick one game and I'll just indulge myself in that one game.
Yeah.
For the most recent past, like Mario Maker 2 has just been that game. And I don't know if it'll ever change because I've gotten to a point where I don't take a whole lot of interest in a lot of other games anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm just getting older and don't want to learn new things anymore or what, but
being an adult.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very hard to only stick to one particular game. What are your thoughts on it? How do you feel about sticking to, because I've noticed you've even extended out a little bit to Cuphead, this week.
Yeah, so
what was your intentions for because you're primarily a Mario Maker 2 streamer, people see you as that.
I do want to try new things, but if it doesn't fit into a certain style of game, I probably won't give it much effort. But Cuphead really fell into that, just traditional platformer. Not to mention the graphic style. I couldn't get over how awesome the graphic style was on that game, and I had to try it.
What are some core values that you like to see from other people coming into your stream? What are some of the things that you respect, you don't respect, if some community members did this or that?
Positivity, man.
Preach.
If I had to pick one word, it has to be positivity, man. Because anybody could choose to say something negative, but it takes somebody that's conscious of their thoughts to actually choose the positive thing consciously.
He knows.
Then to share that. Like, it's the new wave, man. Some people don't understand it yet, but it's the new wave.
Mm-hmm. And I like how you put that, because I was actually just thinking about that earlier this week, about how much of a conscious effort it takes to be positive versus how much of a non-conscious effort it takes to be, just negative and to complain about this and that. That's easy to do.
It's so easy, dude. I've done that way too long.
I think we've all been there, because
I think so.
You have to start there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do the wrong before you know what the right is like.
It takes a good bit of effort, and it was so refreshing to come to your stream and to befriend you, because every time I come into your stream, first of all, you bring the attention on the community members, which I appreciate. You go through chat. Some people ignore chat, but you don't. You're very attentive to everything. Every time I come in, it's always cheers, Juicy. I'm drinking Uncle OJ, and he likes to drink orange juice on stream, and we have a little joke that we have.
Uncle OJ, right?
Yeah, Uncle OJ, and every time I come in, he's always cheers in. He's always being super happy, and I put a lot of respect into good streamers, and just to have someone who's a quality streamer, it's nice to go to. It's refreshing, and so I could understand why other community members want to come as well.
Yo, I appreciate that a lot, dude.
Yeah, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard would you say it is to grow on this platform? Or in your own words.
I would say it's hard to put that on a scale.
Yeah.
Unless it would be different for everybody, I think, because for me, what made it easy for me was I was working at this greenhouse job, so I was kind of saving some money up. Between that and Jessica having a really decent job as being a nurse, I've been able to have a kind of a unique opportunity to stream a schedule that would be more like a regular job. Weekdays, during the day, and that's really helped the channel grow a lot, I think. A lot. And just being able to be there on the platform streaming while people are there ready to, looking for people is a big part of it. I'm a firm believer that the more hours you put in, it does significantly help. Yeah. But it's not only the hours for sure either.
Right. And so if it's not only the hours, what would some of the other things be maybe?
I think community, dude, putting the spotlight on the community members, making them each feel valued, making them feel like they are a part of the group and that you remember them and that you want them to be there. And that I think a lot of people just want people to watch them play games. That's okay. And it might work for some people, but I think building the community is so important. Just being connected, everybody wants to be connected.
Do you end up planning your streams at all?
We've been doing like a kind of like a Friday other game category kind of thing. So what I do is I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But here recently we've been doing Fridays as either our Mario Maker contests or another game like Cuphead, or I'm going to unveil another game here soon this Friday, I think. So I've been saving kind of Fridays as my other game day.
Talking more about your mentality, because I find that to be interesting. I've been a mentality coach for about 11 to 12 years, and I practice it every day, waking up in the morning. I always feel good, but I never understood why, but it's because it's consciously on my mind, every day and this and that. So what got you to become, a laid back, positive person?
I think a lot of it has to do with the way I grew up and my parents, and kind of going with the flow. As I've kind of always just gone with the flow, and it's not always the best scenario either, because sometimes I'll have something to say and I'll just keep it to myself because I'd rather just let someone else make their own mistakes or what have you. But figured out if you try to stand in the way of what's going to happen, you're just it's a hopeless scenario. You might as well just take control of your life and do what you want to do over here, and let them do what they want to do over there. You can still be civil towards one another, and just like we think too much of one another and we expect too much of one another.
I think expectations is a big thing. Yeah,
coming to terms with that has been part of the laid back aspect. I think is just I can handle my stuff, or that's my goal, is to be able to handle my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't need to handle anyone else's.
I don't blame you.
Being conscious of that personal journey is a big part of it, because I wake up in the morning and you might be like, well, the sun's shining in my eyes, I want to squint my eyes, I want to go back to sleep, get out of here. Or you could just accept that the sun's waking you up and be happy about it.
Acceptance is a huge thing in terms of being happy and positive, and just realizing more about who you are. I feel like if you accept any sort of situation in life, I feel like it's going to grow you no matter what. Because being unprepared for any situation, you're gonna grow from that no matter what, because your body's trying to adapt, and when you're trying to adapt, your mind is trying to adapt, your physical body's trying to adapt. Anytime you're trying to adapt in life, you're growing. Growth is so important, everyone.
It really is, man. Yeah. And it's something that you don't typically want to do because it's the harder road to take. A lot of times we're forced, like the rubber band gets pulled back so far and we don't ever ease the tension, and it just like, boo.
Yep.
And something crazy happens and we learn the hard way.
Yeah. Speaking of growth, what sort of things keep you growing as an individual?
Never stop learning. That's one thing I can say right now is just, if you think you know everything, please reconsider, because you're missing out on a whole lot of knowledge that you could be learning. For me, it's just like I'm learning about soil and learning how to like make my yard into a bunch of food. Mm-hmm. That's what I want. Like, I don't want to go to the store and be forced to buy food that I don't know if it's laden with chemicals or poison or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they could call it organic, whatever. You know what I mean? There's a whole, I don't want to get into that thing, but I'd rather just grow my own food and then know what it is.
Would you call it gardening, right? Gardening?
I think it would be called gardening, yes. Because it's more, you know, there'd be trees and bushes everywhere. It'd be more like it wouldn't look like a farm in a traditional sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, would you consider gardening one of your hobbies that you've been doing for a while?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before I started working at the greenhouse, which was my last job, I was already into gardening before then. I applied for the greenhouse because I had some personal experiences, you know, nothing from any school or anything, but I'd been doing my own thing, you know, growing plants and stuff. So they respected my experience and they hired me on. And from that point on, I knew it. Like, I love to grow things. Mm-hmm. I just love to grow things, man. And not only that, I like growing things, but I prefer to grow them the most organic as possible. Let the soil grow the plants.
Yeah.
You don't want to fertilize with chemicals and all that miracle grow and stuff.
Sounds like you in general. You like to grow organically.
Yes. Yes.
You're your own garden.
I've heard a similar thing put, and it's like, in your mind there's a garden, so you got to, you know, you can weed out the bad thoughts in your mind and try to harness a nice beneficial environment in your mind. But also I think it extends to the stream as well. You know, your chat is almost like your garden as well. So you need the environment that's harnessed at your stream is also an extension of that.
See your stream growing, not the way that the universe sees it, but the way that you want it to grow. And exactly how you put it, in that introspective way of like the chat being the garden, and you know, you're watering it to grow it. I think that everyone needs to see it in their own way rather than seeing it in
Absolutely.
Like watching YouTube videos. This is how you grow in 2020. Sure, those are helpful sometimes, but they don't help everyone. You know, I've watched them, and I know that
I've watched a few of them myself.
Yeah.
I mean, you're curious. You got to see, you know, could I be doing anything better, right?
Yeah. And of course, there are some things that you can relate to just like that. But other than that, there's a lot of stuff that you just ignore because a lot of it doesn't relate to you. But I mean, relatability though is basically put your growth, and not only as a streamer, as a community member in someone else's stream, but as an individual, put your growth in your own terms and grow the way that you think you should grow and your ideas upon that. And I promise you that'll make a big difference instead of doing everything by the book.
I agree, man. If you're doing everything by the book, you're not doing anything new. There's a lot of like, you know, trying to be a certain way, which in a way is just trying to be somebody else. All you got to do is be yourself. And there's no book on that. There is no book on being yourself.
The book is up top in your brain, and that's the only thing. Yeah. Because no one else is going to read that but you.
Right.
Nor does anyone else want to read that. I guarantee you, if someone read the book of my mind, they'd be like, "No, I'm out."
It's like the first page, they just like close the cover.
But they definitely skimmed it. I will say. I'm honored that someone would skim the first page of my book. The emphasis that I put on my stream is, I mean, obviously I have the value of being the most positive stream here on the Twitch platform, and I take that to heart. It's not only me that's doing that work. It's more so, I'd say, about 75%. The more my community members come in, they're making that happen. It's you know, and I'm just sort of the conductor at that point.
Yeah, dude, you're the conduit, and they're the electricity.
You know, the community actually makes up the stream. When someone new comes in, sure, they're going to be hearing me, but at the same time, they're going to be speaking in chat, and other people are going to be speaking in chat, VIPs, mods, even regular community members. They're going to get an idea of what this community is all about, who's in here, if they like the positive vibes from the community and things like that. And that's sort of like the growth that I respect in a community. And, once again, just coming to yours, it seems pretty similar.
Oh, yeah, dude. I couldn't agree more.
Do you have any short-term or long-term goals at this point for your stream in general?
Short-term goals is I want to try to make my anniversary 1-year stream pretty cool. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to try to make it a party. Long-term goals, food forest, man. I think I'm going to incorporate the food forest into the stream at some point soon. If anybody donates it, like a certain amount, we will basically buy whatever kind of fruit tree that'll work in our yard, and we'll just plant it in their honor, name it what they want to name it.
Oh, cool.
Maybe have some kind of cool program like that where we can all just like put food in the yard, make it a real deal.
Would you be like streaming that?
Yeah. I've started uploading some yard videos on the YouTube channel, so I'm pretty newbie at that, but I've planted a couple things on camera. And
would you say that the growth on other platforms are harder, easier?
I gave YouTube a shot at the beginning, and I was like trying to do the restream thing so I could stream to both at one time. I didn't get much traction on YouTube. I feel like it was harder to get people to view your channel on YouTube. Facebook, I haven't tried, but I hear a lot of people do pretty good on Facebook. I think I'm going to stick with Twitch for the future, for the foreseeable future anyway.
Twitch is a lot easier, in my opinion, to grow because it's more relatable to me, and I'm sure it's more relatable to you too, because you get active members that are coming in at that moment, and you can relate to them at that moment. First impressions right then and there. What's your value on first impressions?
I don't try to take first impressions too seriously, but to a degree they are what they are, and you can't really change a first impression. So I think for people in chat, the first time I see someone in chat, a lot of times it's hard to actually discern where they're coming from, just because text is not easy to read.
Yeah.
Like the context of it and everything.
Absolutely.
From a viewer coming into the stream, on the other hand, I feel like first impression is a lot more important for people like for the streamer like you and I. As a viewer, you don't have any obligation to stay. You could pop in. If you don't like the way they look, you could leave. If you don't like the way they talk, you could leave. If I don't like to think that discriminatory or anything like that, but people have a deep level of knowledge. They can read things that aren't said, and that if you're not being true and you're not trying to be real, then they can see right through that, I think.
Say a random person came into your community right now and said, hey, how do you engage and welcome them?
I've kind of developed a little bit of a formula. I'll say, like, if somebody, let me just pick someone in chat, Zenitic87 says botany. Let's just say he came in the chat and said botany.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I saw him. I've developed a formula. I'd probably say something like, yo, Zenitic87, welcome to the chat, man. Thank you for being here, sir. Yeah. Just something like that, maybe. Yeah.
I like how you said formulas. Like you're turning speaking into a science. It's hard to actually relate to everyone, and there is specific things that you can say that will always, most of the time, always keep people within the chat, at least in the first 10 seconds, versus something else which is either A, ignoring people, or B, not smiling. I feel like smiling is 100% like a great first impression. If someone's coming in new, drop a smile. I guarantee you they will drop more than a follow at that point. And just saying hello and putting about 70% of your time into that new person, and about 30% of your time into the other chat for at least a couple minutes, at the very least, just to make that new person feel welcome. And then the chat can then take it from there. Then you can be 100% into your full stream. But I think the value of a new community member should be emphasized, at least for a good couple minutes, just to let them be comfortable.
I like that, dude. I like that. It's like taking them by the hand and showing them, here's the crew. You're more than welcome here. Give you a little bit of a look around, and then I'll let you go for a while so you can have fun here.
Yeah, let go of the hand. Let them roam around. If they fall on a bed of spikes, well, then that's on them.
If they get the band hammer, then so be.
Do you have any band hammer moments? And if so,
Man. Oh,
we got your head up. We got your hands on your eyes now.
I don't want to be that guy, man, but I've been forced to.
No one does. Yeah.
I've been forced to do it a couple times. You know, anytime a bot comes in saying you want to buy followers, it's an instant ban usually.
Oh, yeah, those bots, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that enjoy watching the stream, but they're a younger audience, and I feel like they kind of want to steal the spotlight in a way, or like want this you know, they're trying to take viewers away from this stream and have them go to their stream, or there's kind of some etiquette that can be broken, and it's not an instant ban. But if you tell them not to do it multiple times, you time them out a few times, and you give them multiple chances, and it just feels like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I've given you all the chances I can, and now my chat's kind of getting to the point where they don't even want you around.
Yeah.
Because all you do is spam.
Yeah. If someone is distracting the streamer, that therefore takes the entertainment away, the entertainment value away from everyone else. So it's for the best that, you know, if they're gonna do it once, I always think if they're gonna do it once, they're probably gonna do it again. So may as well make, you know, precautions, give them warnings. Definitely, I definitely feel like 3 or 4, maybe 5 warnings is good.
Dude, I'm way too soft, but I'm hardening up. I swear. It's
a life, like, it's new to you too. You know, that's the thing is, like, we're all learning about this because starting out in streaming, you're like, oh, everyone's gonna be. At least in my mind, I was like, there's not going to be many people who are going to be mishaps, and then a lot of people come in and they're mishaps.
You just wouldn't expect it in people to just want to be that, dude.
Nope. And the worst thing about it is you try and assume their age in your head, and you're like, this person's gotta be like 8. Meanwhile, they're like 24 behind the screen saying this and that, like mean freaking words. But
one thing I will say too is like, how do you keep, and this isn't a questionnaire for you, but how do you keep your stream on topic, like from getting political or getting like any kind of those topics where everybody starts to argue?
Would you say that streaming is on your mind every day, or just the days when you do stream?
Every day it is. Every day, I think. It's hard for me to not. It's my life. It doesn't revolve around the stream, but the stream is a major part of my life right now, and it has been for a while. So I'd be lying if I told you I didn't think about the stream every day.
Yeah.
And you know, my mind is always churning. Like, do I need to change that redemption? Do I, you know, what could I make to make the stream more fun for people? Like that one's. Just try to incorporate everything that, you know, all suggestions as best I can, and just, you know, it's kind of a hard line to walk, but I think, you know, the more you think about it and not worry about it, but just give it some nice thought.
Yeah.
You can make it better and better. Just keep progressing.
I love that. Keep climbing. You know, there's never an area to, I mean, there's areas to pause, take a break, but every other
admire
day,
how far you've come and everything. 'Cause dude, progression is, you know, that's part of progression, is like looking back and seeing, dude, I've made it a long way. And then turning back at the forward way and being like, let's keep going.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool to see, because I have old videos from when I first started streaming back in last April of 2019, and just seeing the progression from, like, I had like 4 subs back in September of 2019 and October of 2019, and then all of a sudden now I'm up to 57 subs. I'm up to over 1K follows. It's just like, it's really cool to see that progress,
dude. It is. Congratulations for sure.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's a serious, I mean, it takes dedication.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's like, I know that I'm putting 1,000% work into my stream day in and day out, and like you said, you know, it's thought about in my mind every day too. And it's funny because my last guest, Timko AF, who was on last month, said the same thing. It's like, you're thinking, if you're a streamer, you're thinking about how to improve your stream each and every day. You're thinking about how to progress yourself and your stream each and every day. How to be more relatable with your audience, can I do this better on Twitter? How's my YouTube channel doing? I'm always looking at numbers, like whether it's on my channel on Twitch, whether it's my analytics on YouTube, see who's watching my video like all day long, Discord, always trying to keep people in respectable positions. Like if someone deserves, like for instance, I now have a new mod in my Discord. If someone deserves a position in where I feel that they're trustworthy, I'll give them that position, like a moderator, for instance. Like, oh, you deserve this because you're being really freaking great to my community, and I'm not going to let that, But it also keeps retention, I feel like with those people, it definitely helps in terms of retention, keeping people here, keeping tight personal bonds. Like that's what's most important, is like if I feel a tight personal bond to you, I'm going to show you that I feel a tight personal bond to you by giving you something in return rather than just having you here.
Yeah, we actually had on my channel, I actually took everybody's VIPs away because it started becoming a thing where, people were jealous. People got jealous. If one person had it, the other person wanted it. And it just got to a point where it was just like, well, I don't want anybody to think that I think some of you are better than others. So I'm just going to take everybody's away.
Yeah. just like a father.
Yeah. Basically.
If my son can't have it, you're not having it either. The best thing to do is to blame yourself for any sort of actions, because if anything, even if it's not your fault, the thing is you can learn from it, and
exactly
you can grow from it.
Exactly.
Yeah, put the blame on yourself. For anyone out there who doesn't blame themselves for the things that they do in their own life, put the blame on you. See how much you grow from that. I promise you, you'll
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Yeah. It's another example of taking the easy road is to blame other people.
Mm-hmm.
The hard road is to accept that you made a mistake and that you got to grow from that. I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, I'm trying not to think negative thoughts about anybody really, because, somebody may be in a bad mood and they're just stewing on some nastiness in their head, but it's not my duty to sit there and say, or to judge them in any way, or to say that they're doing anything wrong. That's, it's a hard one to swallow for me, but it's like, I got to be at peace with myself and my world, and I can't be projecting myself onto other people's circumstances. With that being said, though, I mean, you still, you want to empathize with people and everything as well. So, I mean, there's definitely a balance there as well.
Going into other streams, are you a big lurker on other streams yourself?
Oh, I'm a humongous lurker. Absolutely humongous lurker, dude. I'm the worst. Yeah, I mean, in a way, I try to be everywhere all the time. A lot of times I pop in a chat, I say, hey, and then I got to go over here, check my plants over there. I got to go around the yard. I got to come back in. I'll be in the chat for a little while. And typically when I'm done streaming, I'll be bouncing around like a madman.
What sort of streams do you lurk in?
I love Mario streams.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Mario streams, but
just like Mario in general.
Mario Maker though is probably the big one, just because. But I do like the ROM hacks, the Mario World. A big thing I try to show support where, mutual. Where there's a mutual interest, I try to show my support there for sure. Because like if a viewer of mine is a streamer as well, and they show me support.
Mm-hmm.
I go show them support as well. It's just like, and not just because I feel obligated to, but I just feel, I want to.
Well, right.
I want to go show them support. So it's like, and with that being said too, there's so many people out there that I want to support, dude. There's so many. I can't be everywhere at once, but I try to be as much as I can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we all live our busy lives doing this and that, and we're 100% like involved in our own Twitch streams, and especially like you said, you do gardening, you have hobbies, you have a girlfriend, right? Girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
You have a
We're
relationship.
talking about, having a family and stuff in the near future. I don't know how near, but fairly.
Well, congratulations. I mean, even talking about that is like, that's not common to come by at all. to have that talk with someone and to actually have two people who want that instead of just like a one-sided thing. So that's amazing.
True.
Yeah.
Dude, that true.
Mm-hmm.
The consciousness aspect of it, dude, just like willing it into existence.
Yeah.
Two people's conscious effort is stronger than one.
Oh,
and if you're both on the same page on that, dude, it's insane.
Yeah. I mean, even how long have you been with your girlfriend, if you don't mind me asking?
We've been together over 10 years. I met her whenever I actually at my very first job I ever had. I worked at a grocery store, and she was my night manager.
Nice. Oh. You dog.
So, yeah. Cat's out of the bag now.
Cat's out of the bag.
We've always just had this level of, like, conscious understanding. Like, we can talk through basically anything. Yeah. And that's, I think, the biggest thing that's kept us together, being able to understand, be patient enough to hear the other person's thoughts, and then, dude, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it certainly is. It certainly is. Apart from, being 100% involved in your stream, have a 10-year relationship with a girl that you can see a wide future with, and being a lurker in other streams, hobbies, etc. Life gets in the way. For the fact that Twitch streamers understand, because I feel from a Twitch streamer's perspective, we understand it a lot more just because we're literally going through it, is like for appreciating other people being in the chat, appreciating just a simple hello. From a streamer's perspective, that means a lot. Going into being a lurker into another stream, saying hello. I mean, that just like it kicks off their stream. I know it makes me feel great whenever anyone.
Yeah, even if you're gonna lurk, saying hey, I'm gonna lurk is, dude, it's like, whoa, they're here, they're supporting. That's insanely cool.
Yes, and I'm always saying, people are like, because I've definitely had people come into my chat and say, hey, sorry, I'm gonna be lurking here. I'm like, no, you should not apologize for that. You are here in my stream, and you're upping my view count, first of all, and you're showing that you're engaged in my stream. At the very least, you're clicking on my name as it comes up. For anyone who is ever engaged in either your stream, Logan, or my stream, or anybody else's stream, engagement is everything. It doesn't matter if it's just a click. It doesn't matter if you talk for the 5-hour stream that I have. I don't care, as long as you are here and you are relating with me by just clicking on my name and maybe even listening to me, as I'm playing a game or something like that. You're getting much more tighter knit with the community, and that's what everybody who says I'm sorry, but I'm only gonna lurk, that's what you need to understand.
Dude, for sure. I think viewers sometimes want to be more supportive in a way, but like, it's just like, dude, they don't understand that is a lot of support. That's a lot. That's the most, that's most of the support that you need is the viewers.
Yes. Twitch keeps a list of analytics, and I mean, I know it's not all about numbers, but like that average viewer count, I've been looking at, and I've been seeing it rise.
That's a big one, dude.
It's because of those lurkers out there who are apologizing. You don't have to apologize. Just know that, like, numbers help, and relations. If you're lurking, I feel a tighter relationship with you because I know that you have been here lurking for the last couple of weeks, couple of months even.
I wouldn't say appreciate them more than the people who chat, but they're just as appreciated.
Oh yeah.
Equally appreciated.
Absolutely. I think that people need to hear that more. I'm always confused by it, but at the same time, I'm always like, that's so very kind of you to go out of your way and like literally feel like you need to apologize when you don't have to at all. Like, apologies are efforts, and it's just so kind that you go out of your way like that.
One thing I have figured out, like, people are extremely nice. People are extremely generous. People are really good. I think most people in this world are extremely good people. Just being on Twitch, I've kind of got a taste of just like a random demographics, I guess. I don't know if it's the Mario community, but dude, people on Twitch are extremely friendly for the most part. Extremely, extremely awesome people.
You could become a full-time streamer. would you want to take that opportunity, or would you just say, pass it? I like the rest of my life, like with doing this and that.
I would take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I would take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I will have to say, if it meant that I couldn't grow plants anymore, I couldn't do it. Because growing plants and being outside is like my number one. But number two is the Twitch. Like everything on Twitch, man, I would take it in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of the glorious aspect of Twitch, is that it would be fairly easy to juggle the gardening with the Twitch. Because Twitch, you can kind of make your own schedule, for one.
Twitch can still be treated as a business. It can still be treated as your brand. Like when people come to your stream, it's not only them engaging with you, but they are engaging in your brand. They are engaging in your growing. They're engaging in your growth.
When I first started, I didn't even have Gooey as my avatar or anything from Kirby. I don't know if you guys know Gooey. So he was from Kirby's Dream Land 3. That was the first game I played.
I did not know this. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I think having an avatar or like a mascot helps a lot too, because people associate that with you.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, every time they see Gooey, they think about my stream.
So you mentioned gardening was one of your hobbies. Can you remember before Twitch some of the other things that you did? Did you do anything other than gardening? Or?
Oh man, I used to skateboard all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing I did. There's a new skate park in Poplar Bluff, which is like a town, kind of a neighboring town from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
And as a kid, I was huge into skateboarding. As I grew up, I kind of got out of it for a while, and they built this skate park. As a kid, we never had anywhere to skate. We skated at the banks. We skated down the streets. We skated on the sidewalks. Like, we never had a real place to go.
Mm-hmm.
After we quit skating, they made this skate park in Poplar Bluff, and it was years before I went and actually skated it. But skateboarding, dude, is a huge hobby of mine. I love it so much.
What do you feel about Tony Hawk Pro Skater coming back?
Oh, dude, that's pretty amazing, man.
Maybe you'll make a guest appearance in the game.
Oh, that would be insane.
I could just see you with a skateboard there.
The first Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was awesome, man. The soundtracks to those games too are just incredible.
Yeah, the old classic PlayStation games.
Dude, that's one game I would love to play on stream, is Medieval from the original PlayStation. Basically, you're like this old skeleton knight. I think you go gather souls, but there's like bosses that you fight. It's like each level has things you got to figure out, secrets you got to find, and just the graphics are awesome. They're kind of cartoony, like medieval style. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's such a good game. Such a good game.
The games that I really liked were the Cool Borders series.
Cool Borders was awesome.
That was amazing. And I don't know why, but I was a huge fan of the snowboarding series in general, like Cool Borders, and then SSX came out a couple of years later. SSX was a legendary game, and then Tricky came out. Tricky was where it blew up for me, and I was just in love with that series in general. The classics were where it's at, and I feel like I don't have access to it much anymore, because obviously I don't have a PlayStation 1 anymore. And what were some of your best memories as a streamer?
Such a good question, man.
Thank you. I should run a podcast.
Such a good question. Yo, absolutely, dude. Juicy, absolutely. I don't know if I could pin it on one event. It feels like it's been just a journey, like an unfolding journey for me, where it's just been getting more and more exciting. When I first started, it was very exciting because it was all brand new, but it was also I was nervous and all that. It's all culminating to like more interestingness, more excitingness. It feels like I'm on a roller coaster just going up, dude. It's weird.
It's that whole growth aspect about it. You just continue to feel like you're going up, even when you start to see like numbers decline a little bit. That's with everything in life. It's like you're gonna see ups, you're gonna see downs. Overall, your growth is always gonna look like that as long as you stay consistent. It's just gonna go up.
It might start up and down, but if you look at the grand scale, it is going up and up and up.
Oh, exactly. Have you ever in the last year been like, I don't want to do this anymore? Is there something along that line that you have a story about?
I think I've definitely had doubts. One thing I did realize is that all it takes is one person to really get under your skin, and that'll make you quit. That's all it really takes. So it takes a thick skin to continue on and continue on and continue on.
Yes,
even though you don't please everybody, even though not everybody is enjoying what you're doing, and you can't take everybody's opinion about you seriously. Because, some people just want to be mean. Some people just want the stream to go their way. And if the stream doesn't go their way, then they're out. Do what you want to do. And if they stay, then they stay. If they leave, then they leave.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing you don't want to cater just to any random viewer. Like you said, it takes the viewing pleasure away from everyone else. The entertainment value.
That's that whole theory behind you can't please everyone. So why not just try and please yourself in the meantime and have other people be pleased by that?
Yeah, if you've got a full cup, man, then you can share with a lot of people. But if you don't have a full cup, then you don't got anything to share.
Or especially if you're trying to fill someone else's cup. By the way, we're not actually talking about cups here. We're talking. I don't know if some people don't get that metaphor, but yeah.
You guys need some water.
Yeah, looks like your cup's empty, Logan.
Oh, it's getting close. I appreciate you inviting me on here. And
yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say? Any concluding remarks?
This is Bob Marley. He's a big inspiration to me. He's always in the back of my streams.
Logan's plugins. Twitch.tv/LoganMan811. Go over to his stream, check him out. And of course, he has a YouTube channel too, and Discord and Twitter, right?
Yes.
And you can all find that stuff over at Logan Man's channel. Logan, it's been great having you on as our second guest. This is our second month of Juicy and Java. It's been amazing having two freaking amazing people, and I want to continue to have freaking amazing people on the show.
Dude, thank you very much for inviting me on, brother.
Yeah, no, thank you a lot.
Hey, much love, everybody.
Other than that, we'll catch you later. Thanks for being on.
Hey, thank you very much, brother.